Hello and welcome to Wise Mothers. My name is Sally Thibault. Next week is National Bullying Prevention Week, a huge initiative by members of the media, social media, educators and organisations to help bring awareness to the impact of bullying on others. And while it's a campaign that it certainly is a long time coming, being the parent of children who were bullied for most of their school lives, it is not without concern that whilst we are focusing on bullying in schools, to me, we're perhaps looking at this the wrong way round. Now, as many of you know, my husband is now running for local government politics. And here in Queensland, where we live, there are actually two election campaigns going on at once. We're all a little bit, politically overwhelmed at the present time. But in our family, it's quite interesting. We've always been very interested in politics, and our children are interested in politics as well. But yesterday on the campaign trail, something happened that made us both realise that even though my husband has decided to run with authenticity and integrity and honesty, it's not a level playing field. And the fact is that bullying is not reserved for our schoolyards. Bullying happens at the highest level of our governments and in our leaders. And until we make a stand about that, we are never, ever going to stamp out bullying. And this is why. Let's look at 3 reasons why bullying is so endemic in our society, and it's got nothing to do with the kids. Number 1. Politics. Currently, right around Australia, there is a talk about politics. Now, that would be okay if it was about debating policy. However, we have become a culture of people who are really not interested in policy or politics. What we're interested in is finding the dirt and dishing it out as much as we can to the opposing side. Now, I'm not taking any sides here in politics because both sides are just as bad as each other. And the party that has the more money seems to have the ability to dig deeper and find more dirt. There's no allowances for people who may have made a mistake 10 years ago. There's no allowances for people who have made a small infraction in their lives. Once you become a public figure, all of a sudden you're open up, not to scrutiny, but to bullying. People can say anything they like about you, and then it's up to you to prove otherwise. And I ask this question, how different is that to the cyberbullying that many of our children are undergoing at the present time? Do you know, a number of years ago, my daughter was involved in a very, very nasty cyberbullying incident where somebody made an assumption about something she'd said and then spread it on social media. It was only when we caught the girl who perpetrated this story actually talking online about it that we were able to catch it and stop it. But when my daughter confronted this girl online about it, her response back was, "We just talk about people. That's what we do. Doesn't matter if it's the truth or it's not." How different is that than what's happening in our political circles at the present time? The second place it happens is reality TV. Do you know, our TV networks now are just obsessed with reality TV shows, whether it's The Celebrity Apprentice, whether it's a cooking show, whether it's a weight loss show, whether it's a weakest link. We have become obsessed about reality TV. And at the bottom line of that is the backstabbing and the stories that go on behind it is what we're listening for and watching for. Do you know, these shows wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't showing the behind the scenes talking. How different is that from kids talking behind somebody else's back? Do you know, on social media, this is almost out of control. People can say whatever they like about you online, and then it's up to you to prove otherwise. Reality TV shows are doing nothing more than spawning this as an art form. And number 3, Not only gossip magazines, but gossip TV. You know, at the beginning of the lead-in to many of the early morning news shows is a gossip minute, where gossip is spread about anybody. And fair enough, if you're in the public eye, you can be open to scrutiny. But let's make that scrutiny on a level playing field. People can say whatever they like about you. I was sitting at the hairdresser's the other day reading one of those trashy mags, weekly ones that come out, and there was a 4-page spread about the Duchess of Cambridge being pregnant, and the date was back in December. What are we now in March? There was no truth to that story, yet this magazine ran a 2-page story on it. How different is that than stopping girls talking about each other? You see, it's all very well and good to talk about bullying, stopping bullying in schools, but we've got it round the wrong way. We're working from the bottom up when we should be working from the top down. We, as the mothers of our children, need to start the conversation about these things. When you're seeing a political leader on TV and they're spawning such dirt about them, ask your child what they think about that. Reality TV shows are great ways to start conversations. Is that appropriate, talking about them behind their back? Can you see how they're playing this game? Because it's not a game, really. It's backstabbing. And number 3, the last one, gossip. We have to stop this gossip. Is it any wonder our children gossip about other people in schools? We've made it an art form. You see, bullying's not going to go away until we all take on the mantle of honesty, truth, and authenticity. And while national campaigns against bullying are fantastic and bring to light what's happening in our schoolyards, it's not going to change while the people in media and in leadership continue on with bullying and think it's okay. I'd be interested in your thoughts on this. Please put some comments below. And let's work together to help stamp out bullying. But let's not just make it about our children. Let's demand better from the people who have the ability to change. I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.